don't have a great front line. The Nautilus isn't that tanky. Rumble isn't at all. And the Trundle, I don't think it's enough versus Azir, Varus, and the Nidalee. If you get hit by a Varus ult, you don't win against the Nidalee in the 1v1. Another spear lands. Shadow, you can't afford to take that much poke. 2 spears in a row is quite a lot to be giving over. Knight misses one thing. Hun could flash forward for a Zenith Blade. On goes first. Pillar means that the Jhin W misses. Oh, Shadow hit by 2 spears. And anti-synergy with his Nautilus means that he goes down for first blood. Yes, the honeymoon phase has been good for BLG. On might die now too. L trying to turn around with a bit of damage. Hooks away to the wall. Hung quite low now. Turning damage around to Kanavi. Instead, here comes Knight. Hung low HP. I think Elk actually made a mistake there and changing the damage away through. That is a hook! Jesus Christ! Elk ends it outside around the wall. Bend the bullet. Angelina Jolie would be very happy.
I think Cream in general's had a bit of a weird old time of it as late as usual on. We go defend Bin on the Rumble. 369 walks into that one. Doesn't get a chance to press the W. Goes all out now, but I don't know how much that's going to save. On the other side, Top Esports looking to engage. Chains of Corruption do land. It's onto the level 6 Shadow, but he just gets pounced on by Kanavi. Flashes in to secure that kill in the jungler. But the turnaround from the Ziggs is brutal. Cream completely whips the Emperor's Divide. He does it by 0. 369 on the backside, though. Does at least get one more. Elk needs to keep running. 369 out of mana. Can't get the Q3 until it's too late. All the while, Knight in the river running at Kanavi. Gets satchel charged.
Trundle is the sole front line, but he's being hit by so much CCs, and yeah, forced to flash
again
there.
Oh, Cream.
Shadow's having a fair the Nidalee to invade because there's going to be 2 people who are very long, and the bit of the Rumble as well.
Okay, hang on. The Pillar comes on down, puts Hung into a potentially difficult position. Tries to get forwards with the Zenith Blade, but he's looking very chunked out here. Over comes Knight. The minefield is down. Little bit of a stun away from Jacula with that satchel charge. Gonna get hit with the Primal Thirst to get a bit of HP, but the curtain's being called means that On unfortunately still dies. Double bomb! Oh, the Comet!
Wait, the burn. Is there any burn? It's a little bit.
Burn!
From the Faded Ashes. No full Leandri's Knight. Great skill shot accuracy.
Yeah,
he's getting
something for people. Bin, Shadow, looking for potential dive here on 369. Gonna get hit by the Equalizer. Goes pathmakering forwards, goes all out, but it's just back towards the Trundle. Nowhere really for Cassante to go and goes down towards Knight Ziggs. All the while, though, Kanavi will nab away that dragon, get some value on it, and should feel a bit happier about that one, I think, in the grand scheme of things. Don't need to do much at this point. Knight should just knock down this turret and feel relatively happy about it. Boop, goes that turret. Nice pick up there from BLG. We're going to accelerate a little bit here. Cream should be able to trade it out at least on the other side, but wave dying on them makes things a bit tricky. And there it is again, BLG with that first turret. Win percent looking pretty damn good.
My man 369 go for the 369 and score.
Yeah.
Well, he's got to get a couple more assists. He's got to get a couple more assists on the board for that one. Cream will take the outer turret, and that'll help. There's an equalizer, there's a bomb location, which is very, very nasty. Good vision control. Can they get any poke on the way in? Perhaps Hun can get a combo out of Fog of War, and indeed he's going to start.
Nice buffer through there from On, but the Solar Flare after the Chains of Corruption means he's now likely in danger. He's got a Spellbook and a Dream. And unfortunately, that fairy tale ends in disaster.
Hun could go and flash over the wall here. Elk does have Cleanse and Flash. Is there going to be any help? Help coming in.
Gonna land the Zenith Blade, Wolf Cleanse, gets the flash away, actually. The Emperor's Divide just wide somehow, some way. And now Cream potentially in danger.
A Spectator bug on the flash there, did flash in time. The catch is hung out of the back end. Elk outplays, loses the turret, but gets a kill back.
Could be a lot worse. Top Esports even up the gold, so there is that. They end up going effectively 1-1
between small and medium, by the way. I kind of find that kind of funny. Knight now gets some time to go into mid lane. This will be dead to the Satchel and get taken down here. Tower taken by BLG, very quick response. That's important. Mid lane turret down away from Varus and Azir makes it much harder for them to push up and get value before objectives.
Well, this bot side turret now next on the chopping block. Are they sending Knight down for it? No, they're not. He's Mega Inferno bombing that top lane tower. So it means Azir gets there with his Nash's Tooth and gets to hit it like 3 times before the wave dies.
Yeah, get a little bit of damage, but not that much. And now, since Knight is up there, 369, no flash, has all out. Doesn't really have any way to get out of this. Needs to get someone next to a wall. Doesn't get it.
Very much doesn't. I'm not really sure how much time he's going to buy. There is a teleport coming, but that just looks like a bad TP to me. Hang on. The rest of Esports are coming on in. Where is Knight? Looking to find a potential angle in. The Deadly Flourish lands onto the side of that Leona. The Equalizer isn't bad, actually. Slowing down Kanavi. Cream gets to the backside. Does get onto Elf, who just stands and delivers. Gets the 4th shot on the Leona. Flash on forward with the chomp. Kanavi jumps forward. Does get the kill back. Primal Surge healing, but he gets burned out. Flash away from Boom, keeps him alive. And BLG outplay the skirmish.
Even with the Azir turret set up behind BLG, BLG on the ruins of their own bot lane outer. It's BLG who end up winning the fight. They didn't even need the Ziggs. Knight thought, well, I'm not going to teleport in because I don't want to just sacrifice a teleport in a bad location while I could be survive long enough. They don't give him the chance to punt someone over a wall.
And still doing an insane amount of work, but you've now got a 302 Ziggs, you've got a 6.
Auto attack, 369, potentially could have come across at mid lane. Where are the spears? Where are the ultimates? Jackie Love going to be forced away from that spell shield.
Ow, gets so much damage. The Deadly Flourish comes on. They're burning out a little bit here. He's going to have to Ghost Blade, lose about half his HP, but that means 369 is left with no one supporting him. Fourth shot land on the
Rumble. Where's the equalizer?
There it is. It's across Jackie. Nice angle from Bin. The Deadly Flourish afterwards gets some work. The Solar Flare comes on down, but unfortunately, it ain't the same heat as that Rumble. Who gets away with it? Of course, it's Knight that picks up the double. Bouncing bombs coming on through. Cream tries to get in, and it's just too far. Shadow finally dies, but Cream, you really didn't need to die there.
BLG are just so lactose intolerant today. Cream is curdled and will be ejected into the kitchen dustbin. Top Esports, they are not finding clean fights. They really want to play around this big old demon in the top side. They're not being given it for free. Pillar potentially could land. Not doing that much value, though.
Yeah, got between 3, but didn't really get too much. But now Hung's gone in. Actually, On's pretty low. He may well go down there. Not bad, actually. Nice angle there from
that's
Hung.
a bad teleport from Ben.
Oh, boy. He's going to be all right. Gets a slide away. He's damn quick because he just gets the Nimbus Cloak speed up alongside that Scrap Shield. Shots coming on through from Elk. Doesn't really land all that much. That Equalizer completely
unplayable. Shadow, where is he? He's coming around the side, trying to look for a flank. He doesn't have the subject gate. Puts out the pillar, reveals his position.
Yeah, but what does that change? Elk! Oh my god, he's gone too far. Cream gets Knight, and it's all falling apart for BLG.
Elk goes too far forward, ends up having to flash backwards, and Knight is baited into. Cream will get the play, but the misplays from Bin and Shadow around that top side really leaving them without the HP to contest. In Top Esports, they might have found an angle in now. Hung has flash, has ult in 5 seconds. BLG can't stick around. Top Esports in one fell swoop, get the Atakan, get the top lane.
Not going to be
Spell
threatened.
shield's still there, though. The pillar actually didn't blow the spell shield. I guess it can't work like that. The Dragon's going to go to Top Esports. Knight not able to steal that. Had a bushwhack over the wall for some vision. Hung has flash view what's happened around the early game with the Trundle. I think Shadow has had a poor game on the Trundle, sadly, for him. That early levels set BLG behind. It's not very tanky either. Doesn't get the subjugate down.
Boy, damage comes on forward. Shadow survives for a second or two. Doesn't burn out. He stays alive. Now the turnaround because coming through. His Hunger's already gone down forwards. 369 goes all out. Does finally finish with the Trundle. Elk with a wonderful snipe. Kanavi flashed on that, having pulled off on, but 369 will also get burnt out by this Rumble. And all the while, Kanavi hit by the Deadly Flourish, spotted by the far side alteration.
A lot of damage down on Elk. Elk is struggling to use this damage, though. He doesn't have a Lord Dominus regards. He went for the rapid fire cannon, which now at this point of the game feels a little bit bad. Yes, it helps you with target access. Landing onto the Azir.
Into the Mega Inferno Bomb. Doesn't really hit on that much. The Equalizer split away from as well. The parting of the Red Sea. All out onto On. Trying to find some value back at the end of it, though. Look at 369. Burns out to the Jin. Good value now. Beginning to turn it around. Kanavi's gone as well as Bin. Flashing on in. Shadow looking for the auto. Bonks that Varus over the head. They kill off a few more people. Cream alone survives.
A Jin W at the start of the fight onto Cream wins the play for BLG. They're able to take down four members of Top Esports for just the one death of their own. They'll go towards the Baron, and this will break open the game. They can use this, potentially go and teleport down to protect the dragon. I don't think so. Maybe Cream might have killed that by the time they get there, but BLG will happily take the Baron and return onto the map. They do need to get towards bot side quickly if they want to contest this. Cream might be able to sneak this away. I don't think BLG saw this coming quickly enough. However, if Cream dies for this take, then it's very worth for them.
Got that dragon. It's sole point.
There's a tag to the Azir there, by the way. I think actually Bin ended up missing his ultimate onto Cream. It's a bit of a bad story for him, but then Jackal gets
he does have
AD. Yeah, he's gone for the 100% crit item. Crit itemization. Hasn't gone for something like a Ghost Blade. Everything else is crit within his inventory. Going towards the Bloodthirster later. And he does actually have Armor Pen now, which he didn't have before. Shadow taking a good amount of damage. 369. Yeah, this is the problem with these AP solo laners stacking up the resists onto each other.
Yeah, they get a lot of damage down. The fourth shot still available. Probably will do a fair amount of one person's HP if it lands, but splits the uprights on that one. Shout out to the Lion's Talk.
They didn't quite get the clean sweep.
Close.
Did end up winning through it. Now the siege comes in. Ziggs Siege, one of the most disgusting things in the history of League. On gets under turret. Does get a lot of damage onto Kanavi, does Elk, but I think that's... Whoa!
cool. Okay, Burns there, and Knight's Magi stack on through the Ghost Blade gets Jackie off of the red carpet for a second or two there.
Yeah, the Bloodlight is now down. Oh, and that's too far.
Oh, dear. Now he's in danger, but he actually survives fair amount of time. Cream exhaust on the backside. Goes Golden. In goes Kanavi. He's also low. Mega Inferno Bomb! And they all burn away! Knight's looking for everyone. They'll give one over to Elk just to make sure it's not just the Ziggs picking him up. But Fire and Fury comes in the form of a very small Yordle in that fight.
A 7,500 damage team fight puts Knight to 25 stacks on the Medjais and will carry his team through that fight to the finish. This Ziggs pick for Knight has been pivotal for BLG. They've never been an Azir team. Well, they don't have to be anymore. You can take the Azir and they'll counter it. Knight Ziggs, another great game. Second game in the split, only the third in his career, and he'll be at a 100% win rate all time.
Heading on in, the value is good. And BLG have found their answer into the Azir. It never looked like Knight's most comfortable champion. Who gives a damn now? Give it up. Mash it this way. Much better stuff.
Gives a bit more chance to figure things out. Jack11 Hung, walking forwards, flash for flash, means that no damage comes down. Hung hits the Q as well, doesn't get the heal onto Elk, and the cleanse is used to get away that ignite. Barrier used by Jack11, not getting that much value out of it. Flick back onto On. Good damage here from Jack11 Hung, who this time get a much better level 1. The Conqueror is stacked, and Elk has no flash. Elk, you can't walk up to a stacked Conqueror, especially with the shred coming through. Jack11 Hung getting the most of it. Going towards the lethal tempo as well. Sometimes you see the Conqueror out of Xayah. You see the Conqueror more, I think, when you have tankier members to fight against. So you, ooh, good knockback there. Goes into the Grand Entrance. Jackaloff has no barrier. He's the one that dies in the 2v2 this time. Good strike back from BLG. The 2v2 been very competitive in this game. Shadow finding out Kanavi doesn't have level 6 to Shadow. Cyclone comes through. Q dodged away from another Cyclone charge, and Shadow will go down. Kanavi has been brutalizing Shadow in the early game. Kanavi, does he get to use the Conqueror? Oh, yes, he does. Jump over from Knight. Can he get the kill onto Kanavi? Yes, he can. Where's the shotgun onto Jaculov? Q coming through from that Scion. Foss bomb lands. There's a flash from Knight. Does he need to use it? Perhaps not. Blue buff now coming up from Knights. Some extra damage from that barrier used. Conqueror is stacked. Does have the flash if he needs to use it. Bin gets the kill anyway, and Jackaloff, you could have just flashed to safety. Cream will clean it up. But Top Esports largely getting the best of that? Question mark? Kill to Kanavi. Kill to Jaculov. Kill to Cream. Fight in the top side. Kanavi's gone down. Knight gets up another kill there. It's Top Esports. They end up taking a poor approach to the grubs. Hung does have flash, does have ult. There is no ult for Knight. Ult coming through from Bin. Front line is here. We'll be able to zone them off. You can't stay too long there, friend. Stunned up. Hung has CC as well. Yeah, Bin, you have gone too far there. That is way too far, my friend. Goes down for a second death of the game. However, 3 grubs to go to the side of BLG, despite the fact that Bin goes way too far. And ends up donating a kill. You just back off into a bush where you think you have vision control, charge up the Q from there. Green will get the stun, but no ultimate to follow up just yet. Shadow does have... Oh, flashes forwards for it. That's what I was about to say. 3 Talon Strike comes on through. Crescent's Guard and Bin's out of range. Bin's out of range. Wind becomes lightning, comes in, and he'll tank the turret. Ooh, flashing in. Knocker comes through. The Aurora over the wall. Knight got that. Not got great follow-up that he lands. Is the burn enough? Well, if it wasn't, Shadow is with the Wind becomes lightning. 1 for unknown right now. 369 getting rooted up by Elp with a ton of... Dragon starts by top. Of course, Kanavi is respawned right now. The chunk onto Elkman that BLG couldn't get Dragon earlier. Elk, you need to be careful. There's a flash and either go onto the Rakan instead. The engaged bot getting engaged onto and is dead. Knight doesn't have the ultimate, but he does have the shotgun. Scion ult lands. That's a hell of a lot of knockups, and Hung won't flash and will die. Hung goes down 1 for 1. Both engaged supports down as Hung. That one is not great. You really don't want to die that. You could have had a clean 1 for O. Flash out. Didn't have the ultimate. Could have potentially waited for a retake of the Dragon Pit because Hung doesn't flash. Cream walking forwards, getting the stun. There are Merc Treads on Knight. He has Flash, he has ult. I really don't think they can go for the full kill with that. Well, no, maybe they can now as Wave Clear comes through. Knight will have to use that ultimate as the Merc Treads flashes out late. Cream, good trade. No defense for Knight on that bot side. Kanavi gets himself involved in the kill too. Good kill onto Knight on the side lane. Some Darksteel stacks gone. Elk pushed in the mid lane while this is happening though, so BLG happy to take a cross map. Shadow on top side. The first tower will be taken by top Esports on the bot side of the map. That'll be that mark towards feats of strength. However, top Esports no objective taken just yet. 3 grubs and the dragon to BLG. So top Esports not close to getting that objective marker for the feats of strength. The kill's already going the way of BLG. They reached 3 first. Knock up. Oh, Hung. That's just not good, friend. Is he going to flash out? No, the mistake was already made. Blew the exhaust. Hung is having a really bad time in this game. Went cleanse. Shadow tags into Jackal. Does he want to go for a bigger place? Charged up the 3 Talon Strike. Herald into mid lane won't kill it. Top Esports back off, aware that Shinza could dash in and get that prime to knock up. Not going to walk up too far. Knows again that the Annie is just around that corner and is very strong right now. Tower taken and out close to Flicker Blades. Mid lane tower should be taken now. 3 grubs will make that easier. The BLG open up the bot side of the map entirely now. Mid lane turret and bot lane outer turret are both down. Bin will slowly take down, well, not even slowly, I mean, demolish. This will be taken down too. BLG in one fell swoop take away, I said that a lot today. They'll take down the mid lane and the top lane turret and open up the entire... Shadow starting up the dragon. Finishing the dragon, in fact. And that'll go down. Top Esports than that, actually. 369 forced to flash. Shadow trying to get him range for his E. Dashing forwards. Has 3 Talon Strike. And the slow lands. Goes unstoppable. Has a couple more dashes. Can Shadow get in range for the 3 Talon Strike? Yeah, he can because he's got an Audacious Charge. 1 dash stopped. 369 with an ult and a flash. Cannot survive. And Bin and Shadow clean up that kill. 3-1 on 4 now on that Shinzao. Shadow getting good kill participation when comboing up with Bin. I think almost all of them will come through with that as well. However, that has left mid lane turret open. Flash from Hung. On using that disengage. Ult thrown through from Elk. On will not die. Mid lane turret. Knight spots out Hung. Hung doesn't have flash. And the support of top Esports has really struggled this game. Doesn't get an engage this time either. 369 has ultimate. Will buy a little bit of space. Flash forward from Cream. It's on to 3. Ambessa goes back into the backline, but I don't know if the damage is quite there. 2 taken down, but it's jungle support. The damage is still available from BLG in the Xayah, and the Aurora will get away a little bit from the damage of the Ambessa. It still ends up being a 2-for-1. Hung goes down. Sion's still alive. 369 very deep in. Bin getting some healing from the Unending Despair. And Elk goes mental with the lethal tempo stacked up. Flashes back out. It ends up being super pretty nuts for him. Last whisper onto Elk going towards the Lord Dominic's regards. Bin holding the tri-brush as any good frontline around Antikarn should be. How long can they hold it for, though? Trying to be that good front line. They will be able to break their way in through the choke point. The feather pullback will help. Bin might die for this. It's going to be taken down by Shinzao. Sion goes down. Wukong goes down on the other side. Triple knockup is magnificent as the ult from Aurora is laid down on top of it. The stun from Cream does do some work, but it's not nearly enough because the Crescent Guard was up and Bessa will die. And Bin holding the choke point, giving up his life to make sure that top Esports don't get easy entrance, gives BLG a platform to fight. That death is a good one for the Sion. Both On and Bin doing a great job. Their 400th game together, by the way, was passed in this series. Can't remember if it was, I think it was in game 1. BLG will not just get the Atacam, they will get themselves the Dragon as well. 40. Ult from Knight will see him away safely in that side lane. On the bot side of the map, we do see the Ambessa ult going towards the Sion. Doing good damage there, actually. The Black Cleaver and the Eclipse helping, so it'll be ult for ult. Cyclone throw onto Shadow. He's gone way too far. Way too far, Shadow. You cannot afford to go there. You knew that members around the top on the Sion. Ambessa is very powerful if she wants to come in, but she doesn't have teleport. There's no Ambessa teleport. Bin can come through. Good shotgun there. Hung he misses the Q, gets into the backline, but gets the ultimate down. Elk goes massive with the feather pullback, gets a huge amount of damages. Hung cannot lock down the Xayah. Hung another failed engage onto the backline. and will end up dying for the occasion too. BLG, huge team fight, will get them the Baron. A triple kill tonight as Elk also seamlessly disengages through from the engages top esports. BLG putting top esports into very, very poor positions around objectives, where top esports didn't approach the Atacon nearly as well this game as they did the last one. The Baron would have felt like they'd have a better opportunity. There's been split pushing. Normally he's there to tank the Baron, isn't he? We'll take the mid lane in a turret. BLG, clean play around the Atacon, and the Baron is much better than we saw from them in the Poppies. Was of course changing out Crisp for Hung. Crisp not doing great on Weibo right now either. I still think that Hung has had a decent split. Just BLG have a way of making these kind of nasty. Great shotgun. Doesn't follow up with that ult, but Jesus Christ, can use that ult. Use it onto Kanavi, gets over the wall. So ult for ult. Not bad from Kanavi, making sure that the Aurora... Wow, Hung's dead again. Hung caught out, had flash, had ult, could have used them, can't do so. Shadow pops that Crescent Guard, gets some healing from the Sundered Sky. Wukong goes down, and he goes down next to follow. Dracula flashing away from Bin. Triple kill for Elk with 2 remaining, perhaps searching for more. Had a Penta earlier in the week. The time will start to tick down. 369 with flash, hard to catch him. Bot lane turret will fall, and BLG maraud through the bot side. A minute and a half left on that Baron buff. Can they crack the Nexus turrets? No, but they will get the inhibitor. Dragon starter will be Sol for BLG. Hung is around, doesn't have a spellbook smite. There's no Wukong alive, so Cloud Sol to BLG. If anything, couldn't get worse for top esports, particularly the Aurora. Knight will find out Cream. Ow, what's that ult through? Where's the Q pullback? There it is. Oh, the pop is nasty. Shadow Flame fully stacked up Leandri's Riftmaker, and 4 stacks go into the Magi's Knight. Curdling Cream once more. He's so fast as well with the Cloud Soul active after he pops that ult. On from going into the play. Jacula deleted and removed from the field of play. A Cyclone feels like a stiff breeze at that. Shadow will get involved too. BLG won't lose a single member as they clean Ace top esports. Triple kill tonight. 11-2 and 11 onto that Aurora. Night series today has been immaculate. The Ziggs, the Aurora, both very potent as top esports will find their first loss of the split, going to 5-1. BLG remain undefeated and go 4-0. Mad Lions emote as well from Shadow.